7-year-old me started my racing career with an Xbox controller and Forza Motorsports 2. I was able to learn a lot with that combo. It taught me throttle management, manual shifting, well, at least the basic concept of it, and the fundamentals of car control. Very quickly though, I wanted more precision for online races, and so down the sim racing rabbit hole I went. And here we are now 15 years later in my ultimate dream simulator setup. Now today, I want to go back to my roots and see if my skills as a professional race car driver actually translate to the Xbox controller. And just how difficult is it to drive and race with a controller in iRacing? So to begin, let's go ahead and set a benchmark in the proper sim rig in a Lamborghini GT3 car. Now I've chosen this car because of a couple of things. One, it has adjustable traction control, and two, it has adjustable ABS. Two assists that probably will come in handy for the Xbox controller. Alright, so you join me at the Barber Motorsports Park in the Lamborghini GT3 Evo. This is going to be a really tough combo for the controller. I mean, it's tough enough as it is with the whole sim rig, so we have a lot of elevation changes. We have some camber changes, we have some really difficult curbs as well that we need to mount in Sector 2, so this is going to be a really tough challenge. So I'm going to give myself a few laps of practice here, and then we're going to go for proper push lap. This is just one of those tracks where it doesn't matter if you're in a GT3 car or an F1 car or an Indy car, every car feels lazy around this place. So I've included the telemetry in the bottom right hand side of your screen, and that's going to be really telling to see exactly how different the driving style is between the steering wheel setup and the controller setup. So we have the green is our throttle trace, we have red is our brake trace, and then white is the steering trace. Oh, it's really hard. When this car goes into a slide, it's very difficult to catch it. I mean, the stability control likes to step in and save you, but it's really intrusive and you usually end up just completely ruining the corner if it kicks in. Like that. It's gone. Alright, I think it's time now. I've got a little bit of practice, so let's try and get in a good flyer here. Heading into turn 1, we have a blind downhill entry before we transition into turn 2. Car's really loaded here, very difficult on brakes. And now we have a big downhill section. Really important to get on that second curb, or at least very close to it. Blind crest over turn 4. Now heading into the hairpin, we have a really difficult brake zone. Downhill again. Makes it very understeery on entry, and then we're back uphill on exit, so traction is quite difficult to manage. Now we head into the complex at turn 8 and 9. Very important to get maximum curb on the left, and then we need to really sink into the inside of the corner here in what's known as the bowl, turn 9. Now we head into the high-speed chicane at turn 10 and 11. It really should be flat on a good setup, but we need a little lift to get the nose in through 11. Now here's my favorite section of the track. Turn 12, high-speed left-hander, just a tap on the brake, then down into the compression, blind crest, make sure you don't go into the grass, very narrow curve, a big compression again. Now we have a lot of load on the left side tire, so very difficult to pick a brake point. It's also a blind apex. We want to keep to the right after the exit so we can get a good run out of the last corner. Alright, first push lap time is a 1:22.47. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that lap. It wasn't perfect, but I'm going to do a couple more to see if I can get a little bit more lap time out, but I'm not going to spend too much time. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to have a chance with the controller, to be quite honest. So after a few hairy moments, nice. I started to get a much better rhythm in the turn 8-9 complex over the curves, as well as the really high speed section, up turn 12 and 13. I also finally managed to get a good run through turn 16 and 17, the last two corners on the track. And that resulted in a fairly solid lap I was happy with, a 1:22.1. And then I was ready to put my skills to the test with the Xbox controller. Alright, so now my Xbox controller is connected to iRacing. I have a feeling this is going to be extremely difficult, but let's go ahead and give it a try. Essentially now my throttle travel is what, like a 1/4 inch, and before maybe it was like 6 inches of travel, so this is going to be really, really difficult. And it's even going to be worse on the brakes, because now it's just spring based and not load based. So let's give it a try. Oh my god. Ooh. Already you can see the steering trace is really difficult to keep in a straight line. Oh. Okay, I'm barely moving my thumb. Okay, so it's pretty hard to modulate the brake. I'm pretty much going full... Whoa, whoa. Pretty much going full on the brakes to 100% and then letting the ABS deal with it after that. Oh. Okay, the high speed is a little bit more difficult. I kind of just have to send the steering lock on. Overslip the fronts. Unfortunately, the setup's already a bit understeery, so that's not really helping the balance. Yeah, I thought I didn't even do a full lift there, but on data it's full. Oh. Actually, it's not too bad. Oh, we don't want to speak too soon. Oh, okay. It's on that transitions where we're going to really struggle. Traction control really coming into our favor there. Dare I say it, but it felt easier through the high speed there. Oh. Okay, so the high speeds, it looks like I have a bit more fine control as long as I'm only going in one... Oh. Yeah, I spoke too soon. Just want to pause for one quick second here, guys. According to YouTube Analytics, 94% of you guys aren't subscribed, so I'd really appreciate it if you hit that red button. It definitely helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Alright, back to the video. I'm definitely gonna get carpal tunnel from this. Yeah, you can see the ABS light on the dash just lighting up as soon as I touch the brakes. TC as well on the exits. It's difficult to even keep it in a straight line on the straights. Ooh. Yeah, the lifts are so aggressive. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, saved it. Alright, so this will be our first timed lap. Wow, 125. That's not too far off, actually. We're literally less than 4 seconds off on our first attempt. I'll take that. I mean, the throttle in the high speed is where it's really difficult. And the low speed is not so bad. I mean, we still have a spring to kind of help with the weighted feeling, and we have a little bit of travel as well, so we can sort of fine-tune the throttle application. Braking's definitely more difficult. Like, I think this would probably be impossible without ABS. Oh. I can definitely brake lighter there. I feel like I'm braking light, but I'm just max attacking all the time. Oh, dang, that was gonna be a decent lap. Oh, yeah, once you start losing the rear end, not that it's very easy with the steering wheel to begin with, but once you lose the rear end of the controller, I mean, it's pretty much gone. Especially if stability control kicks in. I don't know why, it actually just feels easier through that section with the controller. Maybe because you're just sending it over the curves and I'm spending less time worrying about micro-locking of the brakes over the curves because I just have no fine control, so I just deal with it, I guess. I was onto something here. The lack of control offered by the controller was actually helping in some respects to send the speed over the curves. The ABS was doing much of the tough work modulating the brakes on and off the curves. And then in high speed, the sharp brake applications were reducing the duration of time spent pitched forward on the nose. Yes, completely counterintuitive to real life, I know, but it was still a skill I was developing. Also, I've noticed this car, once the left side starts to overheat through this section, it becomes an absolute jello mess through these last couple of corners. It's just so difficult to get the car straight before you apply the brakes, because you're kind of always turning if you have any sort of load on this joystick. Okay, that was a bit better. Let's see what the lap time's gonna be. 1:24.8. Not bad. and it was only getting better as my brake modulation precision continually improved. Throttle trace was actually pretty close to using it with a pedal. It's just maybe a little bit more imprecise on that two-step part of the throttle, but it's pretty impressive. Just wish I had a little bit more travel with this joystick. My thumb is on fire. Oh. Ah. You know what? It's just a little bit too reactive on the steering there. I mean, it's just too quick. So let me see if there's anything in settings I can do to try and dampen those movements a little bit. Okay, so I'm in options now, and you can see the wheel range is set to 60. That's kind of the default for a joystick / gamepad. But the map range is set to 360 degrees. This will be the actual amount that the wheel in the game is set to turn to. So I think if I lower this a little bit, it should actually dampen some of those really aggressive movements, especially in those transition phases. So let's go down to half, and let's just see if it's more drivable. Already, right away, it feels like I have way more precision on the wheel here. But let's see if it's not too much, because it seems like, yeah, it seems like it doesn't go straight to 100%. It kind of dampens the movement there at the end, depending on my speed. So I wouldn't call it steering assist, but it's similar to steering assist in that way. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not turning very well, and it's essentially adding understeer for no reason. Like, the car can turn, it just won't because of the steering setting. So let's go a little bit higher. Okay, so let's try 270 degrees for that map range and see if this is a little bit quicker. So I was still able to rotate through the bowl there, but I definitely have more precision through this high speed, that's for sure. Let's see if the entry here is a little bit easier. Well, okay, it was easier, I just sent way too much speed. Okay, that was way smoother. Okay, this could be a major upgrade. So it's definitely a little bit more challenging in this low speed with this 270 degrees of map lock, but I'm really liking the balance now in the high speed. This really is such a challenging track to try and do this challenge on. I don't know why I picked Barber. Oh. Sideways on the entry to 2. Got back to the apex in 3. Flying crest over 4. Okay, this is feeling nice. Brake at the 2 marker. Get down to the apex. Downshift to first. Okay, that was a decent exit. I don't think TC was engaged there, so that's what you want. It's definitely the fastest way. Light dab on the brakes, over the curb. Oh. Not the best run through there. Covered nicely though, and smacked down the power in first. Little confidence lift, just to point the nose in. This is gonna be tricky. Oh, dang it. Oh, a bit of grass running through there. Oh, nicely recovered. 123.8. Okay, we're in the 23s. This is scary close. Like, this is not the results I was expecting when I came up with this video idea. It's full focus now. I really want to get a lap time out of this thing. Oh, that was so much better through there. Come on, come on. No! Oh my gosh. You're kidding me. I was genuinely shocked at how close I was getting. And it seemed like it was all culminating into this one crazy fly. Using these extra downshifts to help with the rotation. I'm liking the look of this. Bit conservative on the brakes for that section. I kind of want to just finish this lap. 123.3. I need to get in the 22s. I just have to. And this determination to get into the 22s resulted in an obsessive 1.5 hour stint trying to get a grasp on my precision with the controller. And occasionally, it yielded some pretty mind-boggling results. Okay. We're actually up on the actual pro setup time right now through that sector. Oh, I'm still a little messy through there. Oh no, just tap the grass a little bit, come on. See if we can recover. No, I think I lost a bit too much. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, just 1/10 down. I do not know how I used to do this as a kid. But this is literally carpal tunnel syndrome 2022 at this point. Okay, let's do it. 22s, here we come. I don't know if you guys are able to see, but the brake traces are looking much better now than when I first started. I mean, you can see there, I've got that really triangular shape. It's really quick on the initial peak, and then it's slow bleed. So I'm definitely getting used to it. It's just a matter of, can I actually produce the lap time with some level of consistency? And the answer is probably not. Oh, and I did the wheel in the grass. Lovely. After several botched attempts, I decided to put everything I had on the line for one final flyer. And you could see in my facial expression that I was taking this one particularly seriously. Come on, come on, come on. 23-1. Oh, we're so close. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it quits there. I mean, the 22 is possible, but my God, my thumb is going to die. So without further ado, let's go ahead and try this thing in an actual race. All right, guys, so you joined me at Monza for a 3-lap race with the controller. Now, we have varying degrees of AI difficulty here, so I have no idea how easy or hard it's going to be to overtake these cars. Starting at the back of the pack, let's see if we can make up any places. That is, if I can even catch up to the back. Oh, just in time. Okay, here we go. We already made up a couple of places. I have no idea where the break point's going to be for turn 1. Let's just say 150-ish. Oh! Oh! Wow, they braked way earlier than I was expecting. Oh, I gotta cut course. Are you kidding me? Okay, apparently we have damage. Ferrari's really on our tail now. Can still defend decently well with the controller. It's not too bad. Transition's still an issue here. Like at Barber. Oh, these Lesmos are gonna be tough. Oh, yes! That was nice. Oh, BMW might go for it. Nope, thinks better of it. Wascari's tough. Oh. My thumb is on fire. Definitely an unconventional line there. Just try and defend from this BMW behind. Ooh, that was a bit too late. Oh, that was not bad. Oh, terminal understeer. And across the line, we finished P13. Okay, I'll take it. So guys, did you expect it to be this close? Because I certainly wasn't. When you have results this shocking, it really does put some things into perspective. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and consider subscribing for more content in the future. Also, if you enjoyed the telemetry in this video, I definitely recommend checking out this video where I describe exactly how to maximize data analysis in iRacing. And also, be sure to check out this video where I challenge my girlfriend to head-to-head competition in iRacing. Now with all that being said, see you guys on the next one.